climate justice, Palestine justice, they are all interconnected struggles, and we stand solidly behind you all in that fight. That fight must continue to save our planet, to save the Palestinians, and to save us all. So I'm really angry and ashamed that our government, by its abstention at the Security Council yesterday, backed genocide. Shame on this government. It's not done in our name. That same government is betraying us on the climate. I call Rishi Sunak a climate liar. How dare he give out 100 new drilling licenses in the North Sea and say that will help us address our climate emergency. We have a government that is racist in its application of the hostile environment to people fleeing war, famine, and disease, and political persecution. All these struggles, brothers and sisters, are connected, and that's why we're all here today, waving our Palestinian flags, waving our climate flags, waving our anti-racism, pro-migration flags. I was talking to the branch secretary of the Fire Brigade Union last week. He said, Martin, 20 years ago, if we were called out to a flood or a wildfire, that would be a really exceptional event. But it's now happening every year. Last year, we had exceptional temperatures. We nearly hit 40 degrees here in Sheffield. Wildfires burnt out houses on the outskirts of our city. He said that's never ever happened before. Climate change is real and it's affecting working people. I know people in the Environment Agency, Unison members, who are doing what they can to improve our flood defences and water retention up on the moors. But the investment's been cut. Austerity policies of this disastrous government is preventing us from dealing with the challenges that we all face. We heard from Robert at Devonshire Green about the climate issues around the grouse moors, that monoculture, that burning of the heather, exposing heat but also drying out those moors. So they're susceptible to wildfires. We had a wildfire in the West Yorkshire moors at Sandworth in March this year. So we're the trade union movement, we've been proposing and shouting about climate change for many years. It's nearly 10 years ago we produced our booklet, 1 million climate jobs, with a programme of what we can do with actually very little public investment to transform our economy, create green jobs, and actually reduce the cost of living for ordinary working people. And I'll give you some examples of what we were suggesting. That we could be investing massively in new green energy. Solar and wind power are the cheapest form of energy, but we're being denied access to it at the prices that could be charged much lower than fossil fuel energy. We want to see 1 million new council homes built to solve the housing crisis. If there was zero emission, it's a double whammy. It makes sense. And we'd be reducing people's housing costs at the same time. We want a first-class public transport system. We've got to take it over the private sharks who are running it at the moment. But we can get people out of their cars. We could reduce people's transport costs. And all these things are so easy to put in place. But we've got a government that isn't doing it. And we have to stand up in the streets and fight for what's right. So I say, climate justice, justice for the Palestinians, and global justice is one fight, and we'll link together to achieve